Welcome. I'm Su-Hua Wang. I'm the director of New Gen Learning. I'm also a professor in psychology studying babies and young children's learning. I will moderate this event with co-directors Barbara Rogoff and Cynthia Lewis. New Gen Learning was established this year to build support for research collaboration across disciplines to advance our understanding and practices for strengths-based learning. I would like to first thank our funders, the Spencer Foundation and UCSC, and our partners that have supported our operation this year, the Graduate Division and the Institute for Social Transformation. I welcome and thank all of you to join us today. We're going to listen to and discuss with 17 doctoral students. Each of them will give a 1-minute talk about their research. Their faculty advisors are here. Some of them are among the core faculty of the New Gen Learning community. So in the past year, we have been meeting in large and small groups to work on research that identifies the strengths for learning in children and students from underserved backgrounds and ways to foster those strengths. The research covers learners across a wide age range, from babies, toddlers, preschoolers to school age and college students. And also it covers different contexts for learning, from home, museum, classroom, and out in the field of the nature. We're very excited to have special guests here from organizations that have supported the work by several of us, the Spencer Foundation, Chen Zuckerberg Initiative. I also see collaborators at UCSC who were not available for meetings this year, but have worked with us on proposals and projects before New Gen Learning is born. Now I'm gonna pass the microphone to Barbara to tell us about the birth of New Gen Learning. Barbara.
So a brief story. New Gen Learning used to be called ALSING, Advancing Learning Sciences for a New Generation. That was begun several years ago when the campus was doing strategic academic planning, and the faculty were invited to put together interdisciplinary proposals for getting together across divisions, across departments. And the result of that for our group was that we have about 65 faculty distributed across all 5 divisions of campus. And the aim to develop interdisciplinary conversations about research on strengths for learning and ways to foster it among children and students from underserved backgrounds, that has moved forward in the meantime with funding from the Campus Resource Call and funding from the Spencer Foundation. The Spencer Foundation funding goes towards a core group of faculty. I think it's 11 or 12 faculty, and it's the faculty don't get money from it, but the money goes, all of it goes to support graduate students. And the graduate students that we're including are by design very interdisciplinary. In the social sciences, I think we have 4, maybe 5 departments represented among the grad students. In addition, we have grad students from engineering, from physical and biological sciences, and from the arts. We haven't yet had a grad student from humanities involved, but we would love to. And that's, I think, a brief story of where New Gen Learning came from. We just changed our name recently to be something that makes a little more sense than ALSING, although we still forget every once in a while and call it ALSING. But New Gen Learning tries to capture our aim of doing research that informs us on strengths for learning and ways to foster it among children and students from underserved backgrounds.
And I'm going to talk, my name is Cynthia Lewis, and I'm also involved in, I was one of the founders of New Gen Learning, what we call New Gen Learning now, and I'm chair of education, and my area is the sociocultural dimensions of literacy. I'm going to talk a little bit about the small groups that we've been divided into. Our group of 30-some graduate students and faculty have been working in smaller groups to write articles on research that have the New Gen Learning focus on the strengths for learning and ways to foster learning among children and students from underserved cultural backgrounds. There are 5 groups that are focusing on the following topics: learning with purpose, linguistic assets and language learning strengths among underserved children, strengths for learning math, including academic language, the intersection of space and identity as an important context of learning, and learning through the resilience of communities. In many of these groups, the participants are challenging or deepening concepts that are currently associated with their topics. These are the kinds of things that have been, that we've felt the need to really think about, problems that in the fields that we feel the need to think about and to explore. For example, the language focus group is challenging a kind of narrow view of academic language by focusing on the ways that young people draw on all of their language resources across languages or language varieties. And the fact that each group includes members from different disciplines greatly enhances our conversations and our research. In the group focused on space and identity, for example, we have members from psychology, sociology, LALS, education, and digital media. This interdisciplinarity, which is typical in each group, helps us to examine the assumptions behind concepts in our fields that we have accepted as given. So we've needed to then rethink concepts and re-research from different fields and diverse scholars in ways that we really feel has enhanced our research and our work. And with that, back to Suhua.
All right, I'm going to tell you all about how we're going to organize the talks. So they're going to be grouped into 3 groups. We will invite 1 question after 2 or 3 talks. So please hold your question until the slide of Q&A is up. There will be more time for questions once a group of talks are done. We want to make sure that there's time for all of the talks and for an open discussion at the end. So grab your drink or favorite snack and we're gonna get started.